In this video we'll break down how a stubborn Inter defence stopped Barca's persistent attacking play in this 3-3 draw. Barcelona built with a compact back four while using a combination of pivots sitting in front. When including the keeper in their build-up, the two centre-backs could join the fullbacks out wide, forming passing triangles, and build combinations with the pivot on the ball side. Inter combated this by using the wing-back and two of their centre midfielders to back up the two strikers and prevent easy progression into the pivots. This forced Barcelona to play into their fullbacks. However, Inter were not aggressive in pressing and soon retreated into a mid-block, allowing Barcelona quick progression into the midfield, as we can see from the diagram showing the action areas. The three midfielders staggered their positions, finding space between Inter's defensive lines, where Barca could start to dominate the ball. Torres dropped into deeper positions to join Olmo, and this helped Barcelona outnumber Inter in the midfield when they were defending in a 5-3-2. With Inter defending their early lead in a low block 5-3-2, Barca started to push numbers forward. Rafinha moved from the left into a more central position, looking to threaten between Inter's wingback and centre-back. This created space for the left-back Martin to move up and occupy the left channel. On the other side, Koundé moved up and supported under Lemar. In an attempt to penetrate Inter's defence, centre-back Martinez frequently joined the attack, leaving Kubasi to defend the space behind as the deepest lying defender. This created significant presence on the edge of the opposition's penalty area. Dropping movements out of the defensive block from Pedri gave him space to try and find penetrating passes over Inter's block, and it was this sublime pass that levelled the score in the first half. Positioning himself in Inter's backline, Rafinha dropped to receive, momentarily creating gaps in Inter's well-organised defence. These dropping movements off the front by Olmo, Rafinha and Torres that were most likely to disrupt Inter's defence and create an opening for Barca. In the end, it was a piece of brilliance from Yamal that penetrated the defence, making it 2-1. With most of Barcelona's attacks coming down the right, Yamal continued to torment the Inter defenders, and Inter responded by doubling up on him. Barcelona forwards continued to drop and find space in Inter's midfield while leaving their wingers out wide, pinning the wingbacks. Any pressing from the wingbacks could create space for the dropping forwards to run into and exploit, but Inter's midfield three were disciplined at pressing the ball, in contrast to Inter's width in attacks. Barcelona continued to be cautious in committing too many players on the outside. A new position for Martinez at left back in the second half saw him get forward more often, with support coming from inside from Rafinha. But they were not able to outnumber Inter's combinations of wing-back, wide centre-back and midfielder, instead relying on individual skill. This meant that the ball was often played back into crowded central areas, where Barcelona had most of their players. Inter's superior physicality in this area saw them compete to stop Barca and launch counter-attacks. Inter spent a significant amount of time in a 5-3-2 low defensive block and were outstanding at covering spaces, pressing the wide areas with the wing-back while the centre midfielder stopped the winger moving inside and cutting off forward passes. The other midfielder staggered his position to stop any passes into the striker. The three centre-backs remained narrow, limiting spaces between them for Barca to exploit. Any runs on the outside were tracked by the wide centre-backs, often meaning that the Barca striker faced two defenders. In possession, Inter started from their 3-5-2 shape by moving the middle centre-back into a pivot position outside of the box, which gave them a double pivot with Çalhanoğlu. And at times the position of the centre-back allowed the midfielders to widen and form a structure with the wing-back and wide centre-back. The wing-back initiated the direction the ball would be played by giving Inter a back four with the keeper. This gave them the advantage over a Barcelona three-man press, with the wing-back often receiving in short passing phases of play. Ferran Torres covered the pivot stroke centre-back, leaving the wingers to press the wide centre-backs, and had success at preventing passes to the wing-back using their cover shadow. Whereas Barcelona want to attack through the middle, Inter want to exploit the wide areas and create a numerical advantage by pushing a wide centre-back up to support the wing-back, who is joined by a midfielder on the ball side. This helped Inter to build wide rotations and find space for crosses into Thuram in the box. As Barca piled forward, Inter were a threat on the counter as they looked to take advantage of Barcelona's narrowness by hitting the wide channels, quickly with the wing-back getting forward. Here Dumfries finds space in the channel for an early cross, but Mkhitaryan's goal is ruled offside. Despite being the slight favourites in this first leg, Barcelona had to battle back from being behind on 2 occasions to earn a draw. Inter capitalised on the space afforded to them in the Barcelona half. You would have to say that Inter are favourites going into the second leg at home. Thanks for watching.